Title: Mind Meld, the Quantum Science of Telepathy. What if I told you telepathy isn't quite science fiction? What if there was a proven scientific phenomenon that allows two separate things to act as one, instantly, with a connection that even Einstein called spooky action at a distance? This isn't a superpower. It's a bizarre feature of reality that scientists have demonstrated in labs over and over again. They're only now starting to figure out how to use its power, and it's already changing technology as we know it. So, how is any of this possible? How can two things be so connected that they behave as a single system, even across the vastness of space? For centuries, we've been fascinated by telepathy, the idea of sending thoughts directly from one mind to another. It's a cornerstone of science fiction, this fantasy of perfect silent understanding. We see it in movies and read it in books, dreaming of a world where our thoughts could just travel. But in our everyday world, governed by the laws of classical physics, this has always been pure fantasy. Our physics is very clear. Nothing, not even information, can travel faster than the speed of light. A thought, an idea, a message, it has to be sent, transmitted, and received. It can't just show up. This fundamental speed limit seems to slam the door on telepathy. But what if there's another set of rules? What if, on the universe's smallest and strangest scale, reality works in a way that seems to defy all logic? Welcome to the quantum realm. Section 1. The Quantum Bridge. Here's where things get really weird. The solid, predictable world we see around us is built on a foundation that is anything but. Down at the subatomic level, particles like electrons and photons follow a completely different playbook. This is the quantum world, a place of probabilities, uncertainty, and a phenomenon so strange it baffled the greatest minds of the 20th century: quantum entanglement. Think about two regular coins. You flip them, they land, and one might be heads, the other tails. Their outcomes are totally independent. But what if they were entangled? In the quantum world, you can link two particles so their fates are intertwined, no matter how far apart they get. If you separate them, sending one to the other side of the planet, the moment you measure a property of the first particle, let's say its spin is up, you instantly know the spin of its partner is down. This connection is immediate. It doesn't travel through space. It's as if space isn't there. This is the spooky action at a distance that gave Einstein such a headache. He thought there must be some hidden information, some secret instructions, telling the particles what to do ahead of time. But he was wrong. Decades of experiments have proven this connection is real and instantaneous. It's one of the pillars of quantum mechanics. So, what does this spooky connection have to do with telepathy? Section 2. Quantum pseudo-telepathy. The proof. This is where science fiction starts to bump into scientific fact. Researchers have used entanglement to create something called quantum pseudo-telepathy. It's a rigorously proven phenomenon where two or more people, using entangled particles, can coordinate their actions in a way that's completely impossible for anyone without them. To an outside observer, it looks exactly like they're reading each other's minds. The most famous example is a wild puzzle called the Mermin-Perez Magic Square game. Imagine two players, Alice and Bob, in separate rooms. They can't communicate at all. Each gets a 3x3 grid and is asked to fill a specific row or column with plus or minus ones, based on a random question. The rules are tough. Alice's row must have an even number of minus ones, while Bob's column must have an odd number of them. And here's the kicker. The number in the cell where their row and column intersect must match. Using any normal strategy, just guessing or planning ahead, Alice and Bob can win this game 8 out of 9 times, at best. There's always a chance of messing up. But if Alice and Bob each have a particle from an entangled pair, the game completely changes. By making measurements on their particles, they can use a quantum strategy that lets them win 100% of the time. Every single round, their answers align perfectly with the rules, as if they were telepathically coordinating. This isn't just a theory. In 2022, scientists ran a real-world experiment demonstrating this exact magic square game using special hyper-entangled photon pairs. Their results confirmed the quantum strategy was unbeatable, succeeding in every round and blowing past any possible classical method. More recently, researchers at the University of Colorado Boulder and the quantum company Quantinuum successfully ran a pseudo-telepathy game on a cutting-edge quantum computer, proving the effect again and showing just how powerful and reliable these new technologies are becoming. Section 3. But is it really telepathy? So have we cracked the code for mind reading? The answer is a fascinating and very important no. Quantum pseudo-telepathy doesn't actually transfer thoughts or information between minds. Alice isn't sending her answer to Bob. The magic isn't in communicating during the game, but in the perfect correlations that were built into their entangled particles before the game even started. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a pair of gloves, a left and a right. You put them in two separate boxes and mail one to a friend across the world. The moment your friend opens their box and sees the left glove, you instantly know you have the right one. Did a message travel from them to you? The information, the right gloveness, was already there, correlated from the moment you separated them. Entanglement is a much weirder and more complex version of this. The particles don't have preset states like the gloves do, but the correlation between what their states could be is absolute. As quantum information scientist Anne Broadbent and her colleagues have explored, this is a purely quantum effect with no classical equivalent. So while it creates a flawless illusion of telepathic coordination, it's really a demonstration of quantum non-locality, the universe's spooky built-in interconnectedness. Section 4. The real-world revolution. While quantum pseudo-telepathy might not let you read your friend's mind, the science behind it is kicking off a technological revolution. The very principles that make these games work are being used to build the next generation of technology. First up is quantum communication. The ability to perfectly correlate outcomes without sending a classical message is the foundation of quantum cryptography. Things like quantum key distribution use entanglement to create unbreakable encryption keys, guaranteeing that any attempt to eavesdrop would be instantly detected. This isn't just a theory. It's being put to work right now to secure data. It's also transforming distributed computing. Picture a network of computers that need to solve a huge problem together with as little back and forth as possible. The strategies from pseudo-telepathy games are inspiring more efficient algorithms for systems where communication is slow or expensive. These principles are also the bedrock of the future quantum internet. A network where distant computers are linked by entanglement could synchronize tasks and run calculations that are impossible for today's internet. This could change everything from scientific research to the world of finance. And finally, these strange telepathy games are actually a powerful way to test our quantum systems. By playing them, scientists can prove that their quantum devices are truly using the power of entanglement and aren't just being faked by a classical computer or vulnerable to a clever hacker. The weird game is, in a way, a high-level security check for the quantum future. Conclusion. So we end up back where we started. The dream of human telepathy, of a true mind meld, is still the stuff of science fiction. But we've stumbled upon something that might be even more profound. We've learned that on the most fundamental level, the universe is connected in ways we never imagined. Quantum pseudo-telepathy is a proven fact, a peek into a reality where distance doesn't seem to matter, and perfect coordination can happen without a single message being sent. It's a phenomenon that makes us question our most basic ideas about space, time, and information. It may not be the telepathy of comic books, but it's a bizarre and beautiful feature of our universe. The spooky action that haunted Einstein is now being controlled in labs, powering a new wave of technology that will reshape our world. The mind meld isn't between us, it's between the very particles of reality itself, a silent, instantaneous conversation happening all around us. The journey into these quantum mysteries is really just getting started. If you want to keep exploring the strange and fascinating world where science fiction meets reality, Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss what's next. And now a question for you. What do you think is the most exciting thing we could do with quantum entanglement? Do you think we'll ever learn to use it in ways that would seem like pure magic to us today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.